So nice to touch base with you. Um, I came on to thank you, to celebrate, because sometimes we can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. And sometimes it's difficult. And sometimes it's difficult. And sometimes it's just here. And when it's here is a decision in the mind of how do you want to integrate that energy. And you, my lovelies, y'all were there for me. Y'all stood tall, y'all stood up, y'all stood out, and I am very grateful. And in this time that I'm on today, I'm on tonight because I just really was just so impressed at the many of you that had given me just wonderful advice and shared, just so much love. Like I was speechless at the time to really be able to share this with you guys, to be here and to be live and to be, how can I say it? Um, Grateful that you guys showed up for me. And it's Friday, and is on this Friday night. Now, I came on a little early because sometimes I have to come on. I like to come on when I'm feeling called to come on. I'm not really concerned if it's 1, 2, 400 or a 0. I want to follow my heart and my integration and the things that I have had to, that I have gone through. And so, s- you know, I, how can I say it? I'm spellbound. I'm actually spellbound because you guys showed me so much love, so much wisdom. And like this series has been on feelings. And I wanted to really share that we are all having certain types of feelings. We are all integrating all kinds of feelings. And what I mean by integrating, they're entering into our grid, which is our etheric body. It's our body, our soul body. Sometimes it can show up in the physical body, if you know. And hi, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I think you showed up last week then when I was having my breakdown. I'm not quite sure, but it was quite a few people on live. But I one thing I want to say is just like when you're integrating energy, this is where I say that you got to be we really need to be organic and really true to those feelings. And I'm so grateful and just so proud of you guys because this is what the collective is doing now. This is the new world that we're going into. We're going into a place that we're all feeling a certain kind of way, and we're trying to learn ways to integrate new energy that we're not accustomed to. We're integrating new energy, old energy that's coming up, and we're finding new ways to adapt to it, adapt to the experience of feeling this way. And I am so just, I wanted to give you guys feedback on being there for me And if you guys, some of you guys that don't understand my last clip, I had like a total emotional breakdown, and I was live, and I totally just broke down. I had a dark night of the soul. What do you would say a Scorpio would call it, a dark night of the soul. And so I really wanted to be raw in that. And I was so pleased that so many of you guys that came on, and you guys have been so encouraging. And it was a beautiful, yes, that is true. It was a beautiful experience, because even though it was tough, it was ugly, it was what it was, me being raw in my spiritual body, allowing myself to yo, what up, Scorp? In my physical body, and being able to just feel it, and just integrate it, and just having the tribe help me through this time. And like we talked about me being ready, because I'm going home soon, and I gotta meet my ex that I haven't seen in 2 decades. I haven't seen him since I walked out of the courtroom, and because he was so absent in our relationship with the kids, I haven't seen him, right? So you guys really helped me through that. Y'all showed up for me. Yes, it was a lot of anxiety, and y'all showed up for me. Y'all showed up for me, and I was able, and that's what I'm saying by how feeling, allowing yourself to feel however you're feeling, and working it through. And I was so grateful that I was able to work it through with you guys in a live, and that's how I was showing you in live how you integrate and how you move energy through you. And and what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to just really let it out, really let it out of your chakras, let it out of your shoulders, let it out of your hips, your back, everywhere that you may feel, stress, you may feel. But that's why a lot of people get sick. They get sick because they're holding the injury, and I always say, go to the point of injury, go to the point of injury whereby you will be healed. And when you start going to the point of injury and finding out, and it's so crazy, because you got to reformulate your mind, rethink it, you have to re-see it. I mean, like, even when you're seeing it, you're actually rethinking how it played out. And now you're looking at it with another eye. You're not looking like a lot of times when you're in the point of injury and you're looking at it and you're in pain, you don't see it as clear as when you see it when you're integrating it. Because when you're integrating it, you're literally grading, like it's going through a grader, and you're actually seeing it, and you can see how it made you feel, and you can see how you can actually see yourself. It's almost like your mind's eye going over what you're feeling, and you can actually see yourself pulling and looking at the pieces and the intricate pieces of what caused you so much pain, and why you're feeling that. Because it is okay. It's okay to feel. It is okay. It is okay to have an expression of how you feel. It is so important to have that expression of how you feel. Because what happens if you don't remove it, if you don't integrated, and you remember I said integrating is like putting it through a channel of a grater, and you're looking at every intricate piece. You're not dwelling on it, you're just looking at it in another set of eyes, because that's how you elevate your consciousness, by looking at it in another set of eyes. And what happens is it no longer frightens you. You know, like you said, I had so much anxiety. I had so much anxiety. I was feeling like, oh my God. Like I was even having, I was smelling the situation. I was smack dab. It was almost like, you know how when they go fishing and they have the they have the boots all the way up to the thighs. Excuse me. This feeling not only went to my thighs, it went above my thighs and went into my leg. And I was feeling every aspect, and it was very uncomfortable. And that's the thing, is like social media has us have us mind just it's taking our mind, because the thing what happens is we're so afraid, we're so uptight about being real with our emotions, and our emotions identify who we are. So think about, if you're not truly living in your emotions, you're not living you, you're living a fraud. You know, you're a fraud, you're literally a fraud if you can't be true to your true emotions. You're a fraud. You're perpetrating, and that's the hard way to say it, is that when you're not embodying your true self, you're living a fraud. And so you're all, and that's stressful in itself, because when you're living a fraud, because you can't express your feelings, you can't express your emotions, you don't know who you are, you don't understand who you are, you have no idea of the why, you don't have any idea of why you feeling the way you feel. And you're not able to express love, you're not able to express and your emotions, and a lot of people, and some people express too much emotion. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Sometimes when you care about people, they say that's a weakness, but I think it's a flex. I think it's a flex, because empathy and being empathetic is the new currency. You know, I'm only empathetic to other people because I'm empathetic to myself. I give myself grace. I give myself time to sit in who I am and accept every aspect of myself, even my flaws, you know. And I think when we are open to just really true acceptance of who we are, and I think, like, sometimes I even feel like a lot of people that are not fully embodying their selves, they have a hard time loving. They can't love because you can't, how can you love when you can't have expression? You can't express your true emotions. Like, I just don't want to be a fraud. I want to be true to my feelings. And I'm so grateful that you guys allowed me a space to be true to my feelings, allowed me a space to be Sarah, allowed me a space to be truly forthcoming to what I was going through, you know? And that's what you call connection. That's what you call. And it's so crazy, because no matter how ugly it can get, you know that you integrated this feeling, these emotions in truth, in authenticity. And it was like a wonder, because the reason it was a wonder, because you wanted to understand Like I was feeling so many gamuts of emotions, you guys. And y'all stand down. Y'all was on the front lines for me. Y'all were on the front lines like a gate. It was I just felt like I felt like this spiritual covering over me. I felt that I was just covered, and I remember I just if I can give you a visual, I'm sitting here and I'm melting. I'm melting emotionally. I'm melting, physically, spiritually. I'm there, and you guys didn't let any enemy in. You actually stood on the front line and protected me. And I like how, you guys are so special. You don't know how special you are. You are wonderful souls. You're wonderful people. It makes me want to cry because you guys stood down for me. You stood down for me. How many times we have something that's going on? Everybody likes to be around us when everything is a-okay. Everybody wants to be around you when everything is perfect. But then when you have a situational or circumstance, or you feel in some kind of way, it becomes quiet. But as soon as you have successes, then the parasites come out because they're ready to feed. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It just blows me away that, you know, when you really truly understand a Scorpio, when you really truly understand us and you really get us in our heads, we want and desire the very energy that we put out because we stand down for the people we love. But sometimes what happens is, of course, Scorpios, they stand down for the people they love. And when they stand down, sometimes those people step right on you. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, girl, you know what? My Venus is in Scorpio. I have Scorpio and Venus. I'm a Scorpio. I have Scorpio and Venus. I got so much Scorpio. And then I have Pisces in my 12th house. So I'm very etherical, very, how can I say it, spiritual. And I used to be so self-conscious. I used to be so like, I felt weird. I felt weird because I could see things. But I'm so proud to be who I am now because I learned the power. I learned the power of understanding and acceptance of self. And when I started accepting, then I could be of value spiritually to others. You know what I'm saying? You're able to be more when you love yourself, when you love that, because God don't make no mistakes, and he's very mastery. He is an artist. He is so magnificent in how he built us, in every part of us, in every flaw, in every quirk that we may have. He created us to be that way. And some of the things that we had to go through, some of the things that we have to endure, if we look at it of a point of what lesson have I learned about myself in these situations? What type of person have I become because I surrendered and learned from what I was going through? And so some of the most, mastery in some people is people that have gone through, like, they've gone through hell and they come out like a champ. You know what I'm saying? They come out like a champ rather than hiding behind a smile. You know, Smokey Robinson, People say I'm the life of the party, that I tell a joke or two, but he's saying he's a clown because he's faking it. And I think, one thing I can say to y'all, just in my, me in my own personal experience, when I began to be true to myself and be true with my emotions and be true of how I felt and how things like, and it's not just feeling, it's being able to how to calibrate your feelings, like how to calibrate them, how to move through them without losing your temper, without losing, saying something that would hurt someone. You know what I'm saying? But what I find is that, like, people that wear, and I just, it's so weird because I can see people when they have the clown face, because the clown face is a smile that's truly not theirs. It's a smile that society says that you have to wear. So people wear the clown face, people wear the mask because they want to be accepted because everybody else is clowns. You know what I'm saying? And the clown face is not really showing its true self, and a lot of people. And, I never understood that song when Smokey Robinson was singing it until I became an adult. And now I understand because people are playing trickery with themselves. And that's why people are so hurting. And that's why they're having a hard time. And this shift that we're going through, because we're going through like a roller coaster ride. If you're not doing the work, you're gonna have a hard time trying to integrate all this energy. And that's why I come on and share about how to move your energy, how to move your emotions, how to move how you feel, how to become authentic to yourself. Because now in this new world, people are going to see your clown face because you can't play it now, because what's happening in the Great Awakening, people will wake up and they will be coming to it, the gifts will come out. We all have gifts, we just haven't all been activated. But activation is free to everybody. Like when God starts activating you, everything starts seeing very differently. You will see things differently. And what's so interesting about that is that everybody has it in their hands, but there's so many people resisting the opportunity to be free from the clown face. That's the best way to say it. You see it on all, I really like TikTok. And the reason I like TikTok, because TikTok is so raw. And some things are just unacceptable. Like, you won't even get views if you have certain, like you have to be really like, I was in the creative, it's called the creators program. And the one thing they were saying in the creators program is the channels that do the best are the ones that are real. The ones that are real. Trying to be like, oh, I'm so perfect and I got this together. You'll see people on you'll see people on TikTok with one tooth in their mouth. But you know what? Because they're real, they go viral. Because it's not like Instagram. Instagram is a bunch of, I'm on Instagram. I'm definitely on Instagram. I don't post a lot on Instagram. What I try to do is I take my TikToks and say my message and send it to TikTok. But I don't like TikTok. I mean, I don't like Instagram, because Instagram is just fake people. Fake people. Everybody's fake. Fake, 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 fake. They want to look happy all the time. It's like happy, happy, happy. We're not happy all the time. Sometimes we're sad. Sometimes we're happy. Sometimes we're depressed. Sometimes we're, yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And you can even tell. This is what's so crazy. You can even tell when they're on. This is so crazy. When they're on Instagram, it's like you can tell the fakeness. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. That's why I like TikTok. Cause you got people up there snot. They got snot in it. They like, I just had a bad day. I just got like two of my cars got hit, and they just all by the time they finish their viral, right? That's that's what I like about it. It's just like, how do these people? And I remember when I first got, like, how do these people go viral? They went viral because they were in their truth. They were truly that way, and they had no shame. They had no shame. They only had their truth. And those are the strong people. Those are the powerful people. Because they're not hiding in the mask. They're coming just as they are. And when you come just as you are, people can relate to you. People can relate to just who you are. You know why? Because you're just like them. And when you're just like them, then they know they can trust you. Right? That's what happens with TikTok. And then you watch you can even watch creators grow, you know, and they become just fabulous people. Thank you. You know what? You are so sweet. I appreciate you. Like, you know, and you really stood down for me when I was all snotty. I was crying. I was like, oh my God. I was so overwhelmed. I was so overwhelmed. I'm better now, but I was just like, oh my gosh. And but you know what? It felt so good. It felt so good that I was able to be true to myself. I don't, it's not like I'm just saying, feel yourself. I'm feeling myself too. We're all feeling ourselves. And you know, I I hear so much from people. I like a few years ago, like I think it was like a year ago, a lady reached out to me and she said that I had my channel helped her get out of abusive relationship. And I was just so immensely grateful because so many people are hiding because they're afraid to come out and say what they're going through. And sometimes it's dangerous to go to even talk about it because they're in situations that may not be safe for them. So and that's why I say that a lot of you guys out there, y'all want to go live, go live. If you don't want to do YouTube, do TikTok. Do TikTok. And when you first start, you're going to feel nervous. You're going to feel real nervous. I even get nervous even now. And you'll get nervous, but just be yourself. Just be yourself. That's what, like I said, that's why I like TikTok, because you can be yourself. You can literally be yourself, you know? Oh, do I have people in my life? Yeah. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about me. I have 3 daughters. Um, Next month, I'm going to Arizona and my daughter is getting her bachelor's in nutritional science. And I'm very proud. She's at she goes to the U of A. And my youngest has 2 children. She has a 5-year-old and a 7-year old. My 7-year old granddaughter is actually going to be 8 this month. She's a Taurus. And I have a very big family, very big family. So we're really going to do it. Like for the graduation, we're going to party. And then I have an older daughter, and all my kids are in healthy relationships. They're doing very well. They're very strong women. And that is the most beautiful thing with that, the fact that they were strong, is like we didn't have no, their father wasn't around. Their father wasn't around, and I worked and put myself through college, and we grew as a family. Like those girls gave me a drive to live, you know what I mean? Every time I looked at them, when I was homeless once, and when I look at them, they were the ones that just really, and I told my story about when I was homeless, but that all came a result of that all came the result of my divorce and everything. I was really like, you saw, when I did my last post, I was very traumatized in that relationship. And then I was going to a church with him that was kind of like, they were his cheerleader, they were like his cheerleader. And so things were never dealt with. So it was hard for me to leave the church, but I left because I really loved the people there. But I had to, one day I was just sitting in service with my three small children, and I heard this audible voice, and it was saying, God just told me, you need to get out of here and save your children. And I grabbed my kids and I left, and it was a very hard situation, but it was the best move I ever made in my life. I'm so grateful that I made that life. Now, it was like literally struggle, had to go to therapy for a long time. um my daughter that's graduating from college, we you know she turned me onto this book, How to Rewire Your Mind, and we begin Reframe Your Mind, is something like that. I can't remember. But we all just started working together. Every one of us have been in counseling, even to this day. Because when you're in a world like that, a relationship like that, it consumes you. It consumes your energy. It consumes, you don't know who you are. You really don't know who you are. And I was very young when I got married. And so, yeah. And so, you know, um, what I'm doing now is just preparing myself for my mate. I've dated a lot. I've dated a lot. And, part of my channel was talking about how, you know, um, and I was, the two that were recent. One was really, he was really nice. You could tell he had healed himself, but I could not. He had been married a lot, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't be number wife, number five. I couldn't do that. And then the other one had a lot of issues. He had a lot of issues. He was really like kind of famous. Like he was a famous artist, but he was a mess. He was a mess. He was I don't know, but cuz we went together long enough, but to me, it felt like he was a lot like my ex-husband. So when you're going through the healing process, you really like, that's why I did the Noni fast, because you truly, yeah, it was almost like a, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's almost like when you already have been traumatized, you already been traumatized. It's very difficult. It's very, and that's one thing I can say. If you've been through like a narcissistic relationship or a very abusive relationship, those type of men love to show up in your life. And the crazy thing, that's why I'm saying you got to do the work, because if you don't do the work, you won't be able to identify. And it's so crazy because when they come into your life, they come into your life literally so nice. because they'll gaslight you. They'll tell you, like, people that are abused, or people that have been through a lot in relationships, or even as children, they want to feel safe. I think that's the hugest thing with children of abuse and adults of abuse. They want to feel safe. So what a narcissist will do is they kind of want to know your story, because they use that as like a way to play chess with you. Yes. Yes, we do. Especially Scorpios. And you know what's so crazy? The one guy that I was dating, one was a Taurus, and he's the one that had done a lot of work. I just couldn't do the 5. I couldn't be number 5, right? But the second one, excuse me, the second one, he was a Scorpio. That was so crazy. He was a Scorpio, you know? And man, I think I told y'all about him. I told y'all about him. And then he tried to swing back around, like about 6 months ago. He tried to swing back around. And one thing about Scorpios, once they gone through an experience, they can't unlearn it. They can't unlearn it. It's edged in our mind, right? And so he tried to swing back around. So, you know, he left me a message, told me he was thinking about me. So I kind of like, I just wanted to hear what he was going to say. So I had a conversation with him, and it was so crazy because when I had the conversation, while he was having the conversation, he was literally telling on himself. He was like talking about all the women in his life, and how he was actually talking about this one woman that they didn't get along. And I'm thinking, like, well, the grass is not greener. And I just saw how disturbed he was. And when I got off the phone with him, I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I have moved on. I don't want to bother with you. And sometimes you just have to. And the thing about what I loved about the Taurus, we were really good friends, and we had a lot of fun. But he wasn't okay, and this is big with Scorpios. You're far better just telling us what your deal is, because if we catch one lie, one indiscretion, it could be as small as a pea. We're done. We'll put that in our mind. You give us one reason to feel that you've been dishonest. Then we put that in a folder. This is straight up with Scorpios. We'll put it in a folder, and then we'll just watch you lie. We won't say anything. We won't bring it to your attention. Right? Right? We'll just let you lie. And the crazy thing about him, I had did a background check, so I already knew. I just wanted to see what his spin on it was. Right? Right? And he literally stretched that mess out for 2 years. And so he was kind of all confident. Like, he was all confident. And, he asked me to marry him and stuff. And I said, I can't. I can't. I can't marry you. I can't be with you. You know? I had somebody tell me on my thing that maybe the reason you're single, maybe the reason you're single is you. It probably is me. It's me. Don't want to go. I don't want to go through that again. Like what I went through with my ex-husband, what I went through with him, the two other ones. Yeah, yeah, it is me. Do you want me to stay around and be okay with being like you get they will tell you who they are. You just need to believe them. Right? It's crazy. I agree. It's so crazy. But you're supposed to like, it's you. It's you, right? It's you. I'm doing all this work. And once you do all this work, you do not want, trust me, it's a lot of work to move forward. To have somebody be in your life for a minute and mess up a lifetime of integration work that you have done. You have worked hard to get to where you're at right now. And to have some silly rabbit come in and say, "Oh, I love you. I want to take care of you," because that's what they'll do. They'll say, "I love you. I want to build." Like the artist, he was real special. Like one time we were talking and he sent me a where he he sent me a picture of a diamond ring, right? Sent me a picture of a diamond ring that was dear to him, and he says, "I want to give this to you if you become my wife." And they do that kind of stuff. Like, but I'm not, I'm not one of those people. You know how many times somebody's asked me to marry them and I said no? I said no because that's not my dream. That's not my dream, is to, get married and be a slave to you. Like, I really want true connection. True connection. Somebody that's really unconditional, that are not, and he would tweak me all the time. He was like, "How could you be a coach? Why are you a coach?" Stuff like that. And I have a 5 star. I have 5 stars for my coaching and what I do for a living. 5 stars. I have reviews coming out of my head, right? But when you're with somebody like that, they're always trying to put you down. They're always trying to make you feel small. Yeah, it is a demon. And you know what? This is so interesting. This is so interesting. Not the Taurus, but the Scorpio. You remember I told you the smell? He had a smell, now that I think about it. He had a smell. Yeah. It was so crazy. He had a smell. And the reason we didn't do so well in the beginning, that was literally God protecting me, because I went to go visit him because he lives in another state, and I went to go visit him, and he went to kiss me, and I couldn't kiss him because it was like something died. It was the worst. It was the worst. And it's just like, and I was thinking in my head, like, why don't you smell that? Why don't you smell that? You know what I mean? Why don't you smell that? It could be that, yeah. And when demons lay in you and lie in you, you have a weird smell. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting. So so yeah, it's not that I don't want to be in a relationship. It's nothing like that. I'm just fine being by myself. I'm really fine by being in the experience with myself. I'm just, what I'm doing is I don't feel like, I don't feel like if it's not the right person, I'm good. And y'all know I have that one guy that's stalking me already. I can't get rid of him, and he is a loser. So I started really, so that's why I did all that work, because I go, not only am I, I don't have a problem meeting men or drawing men. I just draw everybody, everybody, and it's not healthy. Some of them are all right, but they're not healthy. So I started doing, yeah, they are the strongest. But it's something about the Scorpio, because every relationship I get in, the men don't want to leave. They do not want to leave. And so I, often wonder about that, because, and then, like, I have a girlfriend, and she goes, every time you walk into a place, guys are all like, But the thing is, I don't even, I'm not even, I'm so not, I'm so subconscious. I'm not conscious of it, but my friends around me are conscious of it. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I know God protects me. I know I have angels. I know I have angels because, like my ex-husband, he he been trying all this time to be in the same room with me for decades. And now he's trying to, we got the graduation and he's going blind. How crazy is that? And why was I so uptight? Cuz he's going blind. He can't see me. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy, right? But I think it was the smell. Yeah, I had like literally when I was thinking about it, I started had a whiff of that smell, and I literally was triggered. I was so triggered. And you guys helped me out. Y'all helped me out. Y'all came through for me because I was losing it, man. I was losing it. So much anxiety. So much. Oh no, no, I don't care. That's not a compliment. I have a lot of men that still love me. That's not a compliment. Like when I'm done, I'm done. I'm so done when I'm done. Like nothing can change my mind. You know, like my uh, like me and the Taurus, we're still friends. And one thing he told me, he just told me this a few weeks ago. He goes, I think God is playing a joke on me. And I go, what do you mean by that? And he goes, I can't stop loving you. And I go, really? It caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting it. And he goes, yeah, I still love you very deeply. And I go, really? It just caught me off guard. And I just couldn't do with a man needs to come to me ready. No, they got to be ready. And right now in the energy of what we dealing with the men going through this shift, a lot of them not ready for relationships. Yeah, they want to be in relationships, but they're not ready. Yeah, they are. It's so crazy. What I find is just like they're so because for guys try to say that a woman in a relationship is so she can get validated. Women don't really get validated in a relationship. They actually become like I have a girl that I know, right? And so she's been married like 15 years, and the moment she raised those kids, now he wants a divorce because the kids are old enough. And so she feels like you just married me to raise the kids and be your housekeeper and do all your chores and do everything for you. And now you want to divorce me when I didn't I live for you and I didn't live for myself. And I didn't go to school, and like she's real nervous because she doesn't have an education, and because because he didn't want her to work, but now he wants her to go because the kids are raised. And if he didn't have her, who was going to take care of the kids while he's working and making the money? So it's really crazy. It's really twisted. So I'm really not in a hurry. I'm really not in a hurry. And literally, if it's God's will, and that's what He wants, and if it's Source will, I'm okay. I'm okay with being alone. You know, I'm so okay. And I don't know if I told you guys that you remember I'm in this best big test, and it was like I saw my ex from the one that lives in Norway. He came to see me, and I was so proud of myself because I told him I love you as a friend, but no, we're not going to be together. That's never going to happen. And I haven't seen him in 7 years, right? And so your no has to be final when you're dealing with people. Like, you really have to be final with your no, because people, especially with Scorpios, I don't know what it is, but they want to stay. They want to stay. I remember I had a guy that I dated the day before his wedding. He reached out. I didn't even know he was getting married. He just reached out to me and says, "Hey, what you doing?" And he goes like, "How are you doing? What's going on?" And I go, "Oh, I'm fine." And then I go like, "God, it's been a long time. Whatever happened to us?" He goes, "You broke up with me." I forgot I broke up with him. And I didn't even know he was getting married. So he had this long interlog with me and everything on. And then the next day, because we're friends on Facebook, the next day they showed his wedding. He never told me he was married. He was trying to, yeah, he was just fishing. I've had a lot of men do that. It's just like, what the heck is that? Like, why are you getting married? You know what I think it is? They get a certain age. Yeah. Yeah, we do strive in the chaos. Ain't that a shame though? Ain't that a shame? Like, but you know what? It's not. The chaos. Okay, this is what I've learned about us. In the human design, we are projectors. We cannot come into anybody's reality unless they gave us permission. And so, even if we're in somebody's reality and they didn't say, "Hey, come into my reality," it's an energetic calling. Okay? And what is a projector? What happens when you get a projector and you put it on the wall? It reflects whatever is their shadow. And so that's why when a person has a relationship with Scorpio, they will either love them or hate them. And a lot of people that don't like us is because they got a lot of karmic shadows that they need to work out. So what happens is they'll be in your life for a minute, and what happens, you draw out their darkness. Because you remember the girl I told you that had her girlfriend come, and I think I told you guys that had her girlfriend come, and her girlfriend came, they got services. I did her hair, I did their hair, and they literally stole like $2,000 from me. And it was our best friend. It was a girl that I absolutely love. I would have gave my life for her. And she did me like that. I was just like, so that was already there. I didn't, me doing her hair didn't bring it out. It was already there. It was just waiting to be exposed. So that's what happens with Scorpios. That's why Scorpios go through, like, that's why we keep our circle small, because we don't have time to be sitting up there dealing with people that we really don't know, because we love deep. We love deep. Our loyalty to our friends, our loyalty to our family, our loyalty to the people we love is crazy. It's crazy. And people think we're secretive. We're not secretive. We literally are not secretive. What happens is we just don't say anything because y'all can't handle our truth. Like, I have to, half the time I have to speak in layman's terms when I'm talking to somebody. And then if I'm going to deal with them and I need to say something to them, like I just had my girlfriend, I love her very much, but I was just speaking truth to her, and she goes, "Now you're making me mad." And I wasn't trying to make her mad. I was just telling her the truth. If you want to acclimatize, if you want to elevate, you can't have the same energy that people give you. You can't have the same energy. You have to be the higher person. If somebody giving you grief, you can't give them grief. If somebody put a spell on you, you putting a spell on them, That's going to all come back on you. That's one thing Scorpios, the reason Scorpios, especially the heel Scorpios understand that everything that they try to put on another person will boomerang and hit them straight in the head. So we just do the right thing because we know the consequences of trying to put spells on people. So we don't do that, you know. And then they say, when they say when we're secretive, we're protecting you when we're secretive because you don't want to hear the truth. You really don't want to hear the truth from us. You get all sensitive, and then you think we mad at you, and we're not mad. We're just telling you the truth, you know. And for me, it's far easier to be honest, to be, you know, like, why would I want to sit up there and lie and take from other people? Like, pff, what good is that going to do? I don't want the karma. I don't want the karma. So, you know, to be a projector, all you're doing is the people that stay around. Okay, check this out. The people that stay in Scorpio's life. My girlfriend just told me this. And Rachel is a Pisces. My girlfriend told me this. She said the reason a lot of her friends are Scorpio is because she has learned to respect the element of Scorpio. She said Scorpios are very simple. They want honesty and they want you to be real. If you're not honest and you're not real and you try to gaslight us, we'll make a mental note, and then one day you'll try to call us and you won't be able to get in touch with us because we done blocked your ass. That's a Scorpio, straight up, straight up. You would not believe how many people I blocked, never ever to return. Anytime you disrespect the relationship, and the thing about it, we don't do it right away. We got to build a case. And once we build our case, then we deliberate. And then once we deliberate, then we do judgment. It's that simple. You know what I mean? It's that simple. But we don't want to be like that. We don't want to be like that. Y'all come in there with all that crap and then blame us. Oh, you guys are revengeful. No, you did that to yourself. Because Scorpios are about karma. Their whole element is about karma. If you come into a Scorpio's life, you're there to deal with karma. Hopefully your karma is good. You'll be good. But if you have bad karma, it's going to show in the relationship of a Scorpio. It will. Because that's our element. We're here to help you see your karma. And that's why people always doing their shit to us. That's why they always, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be cussing, but that's why they always doing stuff to us. Because we show out their dark side. And you know, the thing is most Scorpios do it subconsciously. They're not doing it purposely. It's just in their DNA. Like you can't take it out of them. You can't take it from them. It's just in their DNA. They're born like that. And half the time they don't even know why people are acting crazy around them. They don't have no clue. They're like, what did I do? You know, and that's why we see a lot of chaos. That's why we see a lot of chaos. We see a lot of chaos because they do things like, it's so weird. I think we activate their shadow. And if they're and if they have light in the shadow, those are the ones that stick with us. Those are our long, because I have long-term friends, but that's because they respect the relationship, you know. But you guys, I really talked today, almost 2 hours. So I'm gonna let y'all get some sleep. I want you to know I love you. Thank you for helping me integrate this energy. Like, subscribe, share, and check out. Oh, I do have it. I have I'm an Amazon influencer, and I have uh on my merch, I have, it's up in my bio. It's up in my bio. It's in the bio. And I have Orbe is the, people always asking me, my product is Hey Gorgeous You hair extensions. This is my natural wave. And literally this is natural wave, but this can go really straight if you want it. I'm just wearing it in its natural state. I have just straight, and then I have soft wave, and soft wave is just like kind of like that, and you can curl it. And there's a lot of things on my website. You can become a member, and that website is www.heygorgousyou.com. I think is on my Linktree merch. It'll just look in the links, and when you look in the links, it'll link you to my Instagram, my TikTok, all my social media. And then on the other side, it'll be all the products that I absolutely use for my hair to keep it lustrous, to keep it nice, to keep it beautiful. And I don't know if I have the mousse on there, because I use a mousse, and this mousse that I love because it keeps the hair from frizzing. And if you notice, this hair has a lot of body. All my product has a lot of products. So you can find that on www.heygorgousyou.com. And if you don't remember this, just go into the bio, and the website is on there too, okay? And thank you so much for liking and following, and I will see you very soon. Talk to you later. Okay, bye.